Right, it's time that we try to do the one-take walk round. This should be fun because it's a much bigger venue. So we're going to start with John Robotron's Dart Room and the Retro Hour involving Kim Justice, Top Hat Gaming, Slopes, a bunch of YouTubers talking about the fun and games of YouTube, talking about their retro likes, things like that. So, let's go. Let's try and have a look around what's going on. Love it. Cosplay, that's a big part. So, hey man, you alright? We've got the pinball, always here, but there's some new pinball games because they're actually starting to become a thing again. We've got Iron Maiden, Batman, The Munsters and Deadpool. Pinball Heaven, literally, because that's the name. All the usuals, Star Wars Episode 1, things like that. This is the console area, if my voice will behave for a moment. Over here we've got all sorts of consoles, Xbox 360s, PlayStations, various things like that. And you can pick the kind of game you want to play. So you go to the desk at the front and say, I fancy playing Gran Turismo 3, SSX, anything like that, and they'll just give you the disc and set it up for you. Next, we've got the more newer generation, next generation I suppose you can call it, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. There is a mix of PS4, PS4 Pro, Xbox One, Xbox One S, all sorts of other stuff. So you can have a look. If you're interested in getting a console, this isn't a bad way to find out which one you want to buy. Right next to the next generation, back in the day, this is where I spend a lot of time. We're going to have to talk loud because we've got Outrun, we've got Dancing Stage, Euromix 2. Yeah, not for me. Unless I've had a beer or two. We've got Tron, Golf, Robotron, all the ones that are always here, but these are the new ones. Spy Hunter, Pole Position, I'll be having a go on that. Atari, Star Wars, all that sort of stuff. Sega Rally Championship, where I started my arcading. I think that was possibly the first arcade game I ever sat down and played on. And House of the Dead. If you've kept up with on Twitter, at the last Blackpool Play Expo, me, Quang and co finished House of the Dead arcade. It took a lot of credits, but we actually managed it. This one's the interesting one. We did mention this at Blackpool, but I'm going to mention it again because it's completely nothing like I've ever seen. So if Andy wants to get in that gap over there, I'll try and explain it. It's whack-a-mole with Street Fighter. So as you're smacking the living hell out of the moles, it's converting that into... How you doing, mate? It's converting that into moves. Now, it's a good concept, but I found when I played it, I ended up whacking the moles more than actually playing the game. Hey, man. So, let's carry on. Space Invaders, any kind of arcade, retro place needs to have Space Invaders. Vanguard, Juno First, all sorts of stuff. A lot of the stuff you do see at other ones, but like I said, there are some differences in that. That's one that I've not seen here before, Mappy. In all honesty, I've not even heard of it. I'll be having a go of that. Moving on, we've got Play Choice 10. There's a book on top. I hope that's not been left by anybody. Trying to get round everybody and talk. It's not easy. Just let Andy catch up because he's got caught up in the crowds a bit. We've got Tubing, Roadrunner, Indiana Jones, Pac-Mania, which is essentially Pac-Man but with a Lego skin. And if you've seen Andy's Twitter, we've got the Simpsons game while he was showing off that he got a little press pass. Super Hang-On, one of the hardest games I find because you stood up and you're trying to drive. Always messes with my head. But we've arrived at our favourite part, indie gaming. If you call yourself a gamer and you come to one of these, please get chatting with the developers in the indie section. They are at the next level in gaming. Whoops, sorry. You think you've got AAA games with ridiculous amounts of money being pumped into it, and some of them are called Ubisoft. We all know how they turn out. These guys are working a normal job day to day and developing games for us to play. Some of them have got more budget than others, as is a good example here. We've got Pacer, which is essentially Wipeout. Very interested in that. But as you can see from the banner, they've got a bit more money, and it's caused a little teeny tiny bit of controversy apparently. But I'm not here for that. This is a little one, Switch and Shoot. We're going to be having a chat to them later on, so make sure you stay tuned for that video.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you are enjoying your time at Play Expo Manchester.
Every time. Hopefully we can still carry on.
On the main stage, we have Jake Hapgood at 12:45.
Anyway, we've got Unbox, Newbie's Adventure, and a game I've been following for a long time with Steam, Zero Car, Future Motorsport. It's a very old school feeling, futuristic racer. The development that it's had recently is huge. The updates have been leaps and bounds. So if you're into that, go and check it out. We've got Robot Champions. I've been following them like mad because I'm a big Robot Wars fan. I can't wait to get my hands on that. And Terrorware. We've got Mustache Amigos, which is a top-down racer, like off-road, that sort of style. We've got Suspension Studios have brought Penguin Peril and Shinko. Two games I've not heard of. Penguin Peril is an iOS type, iPad mobile looking game. Hey, Gareth. Photobombed. And Shinko is a third-person adventure RPG. Both interesting. The RPG side, we need that.
Yeah! Am I going to be on YouTube?
Yes, you are. That's Gareth Williams. He made Jarheads. If you've ever heard of Cannon Fodder, you need to hear of Jarheads. It is the most faithful representation of Cannon Fodder you can find on gaming today. Simples. This is, I'll try and pronounce this now, Adventure in Alien. That's a puzzle game, third-person puzzle game. Looks interesting. Art style's very different. We've got behind me the trading area, which, as Andy knows, I'm going to be going checking out because I like buying rubbish.
Shit! I'm buying shit!
Yeah, that too. But you can find all your modified retro consoles, t-shirts, Funko characters, gaming memorabilia, and everything else. We got more stuff. Oh yes, because like I said, this is a big expo. My voice is going. This is the first-person shooter area. Doom, Jedi Knight, Quake, Wolfenstein, anything that's a first-person shooter, you're probably going to find it here on a PC playing quite happily. And I'm sure that if you haven't chat to one of the staff, they will change the game if you want to. And we're pretty much done. We've got what's left. We've got Andstream, which is a online arcade service that is very close to being public release, and then on the other side of that we've got PlayStation 4 and Xbox. I think we got everything. We'll see. If there's anything else, we'll capture it in another video, but thanks for that. I'm going to go and get a drink. Andy's going to have a sit down. Stay tuned. We've got interviews with a lot of indie developers and the cosplayers coming. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.